Peace to your feet, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Breaking headlines, put the truth on the map.
Yo, fast with the facts, we don't play no games. Reporting what's real, we ain't chasing fame. Call Peace TV, stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon. Call Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the
Hey guys, we are back with another video. This video is about our baby girl Naziah Harris. And in this video, Kenya did an interview over on a podcast by the name of Shank. And on this podcast, she was just speaking and answering a few questions. And in the beginning, I'm going to give you guys just a little context. In the beginning of the interview, they were asking her about the guy by the name of Evangelist Kenneth Mitchell. This guy is a guy that's been around for many, many years. I went to his page as well. He has plenty of pictures of Naziah, Annette, the whole family. He's been around for a while. And allegedly, this guy, S8, Shannon's brother, Florentino, and nothing was done about it. Basically, he's just been in the family. So she's going to be answering a few questions about him in the beginning. Then she's just going to be talking about other things throughout the case. So let's jump into it. You guys tell me what you guys think about it. I'm not going to say too much else after this. I just want to play this for you guys. But I want to show you guys, this is him, and he has a lot of different looks that he has. And this is Naziah. Just look at the date, and that shows like at least about how long he's been around. So let's jump into it.
Oh, so that is it's echoing. That is Kenneth, and before all of this happened, I didn't like him. It's echoing, so sorry. I don't know how to get
Now
rid of
you
it.
sound good on my end. You sound good on my end.
And before we had her Kiki, before she told me 4 months prior, I had went over there to pick that up, and when I picked her up, I got this weird feeling, and I was taking her somewhere, and I literally asked her while I was taking her. I said, "Are you sure Kenneth isn't touching on me, children over here?" And she said, "No." She was like, "No, he wouldn't do anything like that. He wouldn't do anything like that." I said, "Are you sure?" So with that being said, I was like, I don't know. I just don't get a good feeling about that. And she said, "No, he wouldn't touch me. I would know." I said, "Okay." So months later, when Kiwanda came over or whatever and told me what was going on with the children, that's when I was like, wow. So I was wrong because I was thinking it was him, but it turned out to be Darius. So with that being said, Kiki also told me some other things about him. And what she had told me was is that he assaulted Florentino. That's not Florentino, that's Kenneth. Somebody like they creepy. I just asked her, was she sure that he wasn't touching on none of them children over there? She said,
So here she's saying that she believes he touched Shannon's daughter and Annette's sister daughter. Just so you guys know.
That would have been Shannon's daughter and Annette's sister's daughter.
But wait, Janelle is Annette's sister. So is it another sister that Annette has that we don't know about that they may be speaking about? Yeah, we got to check into that.
They wouldn't have known really about him. It's not like he was able to come to our family function. But I'm gonna call that girl Kiki. That's just what I call her now. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She told me that he was assaulted Florentino sexually, and Annette decided to make him her best friend, keep him around, knowing that he assaulted her. That's what Kiki told me about
That's
him.
what
He assaulted Florentino, him around as a friend. Both of them are in that community.
So he asked her about Tootie's live about her saying that the victim, the alleged victim, when she was saying that the Jarvis picked her up with a guy driving with red hair. Did Kenya think that this could have been this guy right here? So this is her response.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been him though. That was like 20 years ago, I believe. No, Lord. Mm, 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 that ain't not that one. Not that. My grandmother had 9 children, and the first two came out of the batch that Annette is in. We don't share the same grandmother. Thank God.
as
All my family, a lot of my family members are not as brave as some of them. A lot of them don't want to be involved in something like this because, you know, uh, I ain't mad at them. I speak up about it. I don't care about how nobody feel about it or how they look. I don't give. Um, but this is what it is, and if this is going to change other families, let's do it. She don't know who he is.
she don't.
Oh, and Florentino was of age anyway, so that would have been up to Florentino to, you know, do something about that. But that's what Kiki told me about that person, Kenneth. So he's been around for quite some time. I think I first met him when Florentino was probably about 19.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when Florentino called himself coming out and let me know that he was in the rainbow community, which I already knew that when he was a little boy. He just had that voice when he was a little boy. So, you
You,
know, I wasn't at the birthday party,
you wasn't there.
so I wasn't there. I know nothing of the birthday party besides what I was told by Kiki. Not like that. No, no, mm-mm. No.
Who,
Right now we're not communicating. I haven't communicated with them since it was confirmed that something was going on over there at the house. Um, I don't know, if I would want to even communicate with them any further. We have a child that has been unalive because of them. So I don't, we're related, but I don't want to be related. Absolutely. Yeah, everybody deserves to get the cuffs on, you know.
who,
Hopefully some days, not all days, I work. I drive a truck, so I'm pretty busy. I have bills to pay. The number one person will be there is my daughter. So I think some of the people I think some of the people are coming from the hotel where, things transpired at. One of the I'm going to say that a lot of people from over there spoke with some of the people that my daughter was over there with and was probably came forward about some things that they saw over there with Jarvis, with Naziah. So it's probably going to be some of them people.
the defense.
That'll be interesting. I hope I'll be there on that day because I want to see who's coming to his defense of anything. I hope not. I hope not. I don't know, but I hope not. because my cousin, she's disconnected. So she don't want, people identifying her daughter and bringing her daughter down and all this garbage. So that's the birthday party. They did say that Annette, they did say that they was looking for the phone. Something about that Nazia's phone was pinging from the house, from Annette's house. And so when they went to the house and asked where that phone was at, Annette then said that she was the one that was turning it on and off. So I know lady, she's my cousin. She's Annette's daughter. So she's too young for me to hang around. But she get herself together, she make a lot of money. She can put a house together. The girl is bad. You know, just it's just unfortunate. I didn't even know those things had happened to her until Kiki told me. Because I had always said something's happened to make her be the way that she is. I never knew it was that. I would be too. And that part, I didn't know about that part either, but supposedly that was supposed to have been Annette, not Lady. Lady was an adult when she had children. She was not underage. But that was supposed to have been Annette. That's what Janelle said about Annette. I didn't know nothing about that until I heard about it. Yeah, that's something to hear. I've never heard that ever until Janelle said that about Annette. Honestly, I didn't even know Lady was addicted to anything until maybe after Nazia was born. So like the way she is right now, when I did see her, it was shocking because Lady is very, very pretty. And to see her look the way she looked is shocking. So she didn't display that she had that she was addicted to anything or not, because she's even come to my other house that I used to own and painted it, and it was like, wow, to see that she had done it so well. I never knew that she was addicted to anything until, recently seeing her addicted. Now I've heard that she would pop a pill here and there, but as far as the way she is right now, she's gone. That's what I heard, but I mean, that's coming through TikTok too. So TikTok is saying a lot of stuff that is not true. So I heard that through TikTok, honestly, and I don't know. I don't know where Lady stay at, and from what I heard, she stays somewhere else, but I can't confirm none of that stuff. I don't keep up with Lady like that. If I need to find her, I probably can, but yeah. That's why I would go on people's lives and try to correct them and let them know you're spreading false information. But people want to say what they want to say. People want to have false information, false opinions, false thoughts, throw extras in there, twist people words. So, the TikTokers, like I would tell them, like, you guys are, ooh. So from what I understand, he met Marquita first. Now, if they were sexual, I don't know about that. Right? I cannot confirm that because I wasn't in that space. He met Marquita first, and from what I understand, Marquita said that she don't like light-skinned men. So I guess he moved on to Shannon at that point, and apparently they clicked. And Kiki told me, allegedly, that Shannon had came to the house or something like that, and he was in the room with Annette, and the door was locked. And room with my daughter's man, period. He's not going to be in my bedroom at all, and the door's not going to be closed at all. That is no place where he should have ever been. There, the door was closed, and I heard it was locked. So I can't confirm it, but that's what I was told by Kiki. She's got a slight mental problem, so she might go blabbing off on some other BS that don't make sense, but okay. That's with her. Yep. She done messed that line of communication completely up. Shannon be dead. I'm sure that didn't happen. I'm sure Shannon would never disrespect her mother. No. The person you need to ask is Kiki. She knows more about what goes on in everybody's household but her. So clearly they got one. So um, I don't know what to say, but clearly they're. I mean, I wouldn't even know if it's really mental illness or dumbness or stupidity. You know what I mean? Because to say it's mental illness that they didn't report or they didn't do nothing about it, I don't know if that's mental illness. I don't know if that's you can call that mental illness. I could say that to me, that's stupidity. That's ignorance. So, but some women are so desperate to have a man in their life and to get attention from a man, those things happen. And I remember when Facebook first came out, there was a video going around, and this little girl had to be about 4 or 5 years old, and the man had his penis out, and the girl walked by and said, "My baby gonna know how to give some fellatio," but she didn't say it in that manner, and I couldn't believe it, and it was all on Facebook. Yeah, and we was all trying to find her. So again, that's called passing it down and passing it down. Now that part is mental. I don't know King, never met him. Only time of known of him was court. That was my first time seeing him, knowing him. So I don't know Jarvis, none of his people. That's who y'all need to be digging into, family, his family, not mine. Well, not me and my daughter. That's who y'all need to be digging into. Y'all need to find the lady that S.A. Jarvis and had a child by him and see why she didn't get pressed with no charges. I mean, clearly S.A. don't have no time frame on it. I mean, look at Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. So maybe we need to track her down because she created this monster. Get her. That's what y'all need to do. Instead of talking about me and mine. I don't know none. I don't know Jarvis. I don't know none of his people. None of that. Sure don't. Don't know none of them. Not one of them. I don't know about a religious cult. I don't know about a cult at all, but some things are questionable as far as not protecting children. You got to wonder if it's bigger than Nazaya. You got to wonder if it's bigger than Nazaya. I mean, it's got to be. It's got to be. When my daughter had a team go over there to that hotel, one of the men commented and said, "Oh, y'all too old." The men at that trafficking inn hotel, it was quite a few of them that went over there, and he looked and he said, "Oh, y'all too old." So apparently it's known for having young girls over there at that hotel. And then listening to that story with Tootie. I love Tootie. She's great, but what she does. Listening to that story with that young girl, that was probably the beginning. He was just getting started then. And it's scary to even think about her saying with the pow and everything. You gotta wonder, has he did this before with other little girls and they disappeared? His first little girl that he's done this to. One of the videos, when my daughter was out searching, her and Mark D was out searching over there at the park. And she walked up to my daughter and was telling my daughter that she knew Jarvis and that he grew up in that neighborhood and he knows that area like the back of his hand because he grew up in the area, so Nazaya could be over there anywhere. You know what? I'm not one to degrade another woman on their looks or any of that. A woman is a woman to me. Don't matter how you look or how God made you. You're a woman. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to be honest, me as a woman, Jarvis is not ugly. Jarvis is a nice looking guy. He really is. So, and he got pretty hair, pretty skin. He tall, he's slim. He's a
Hey,
nice looking guy.
be
Well, you
honest.
can't ask me that because he ain't my type. Okay, but he's not an ugly guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not hard on the eyes. Let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So that gave him access alone. You know what I'm saying? The women, the way they look and all that stuff, that ain't got nothing to do with it. A woman is a woman. Woman is a woman. He's just easy on the eyes. So he met her first. Roundups. They just did a roundup in I forgot where it was at, but yeah, they do big ones. When they do them big, and they catch quite a few people. Michigan is one of the states for it. That's for sure. We're right by Canada. It's unfortunate, but this child stuff is terrible, and it's a lot of people into it, and it's a lot of. I'm not trying to say nothing bad about foreigners, but foreigners really are bad with it because they marry little girls and all that stuff. So, and them foreigners really be paying too. Because myself and Roxy was talking about his mammy.
Okay.
You know,
So
so
his beef is with you and Roxy.
Yeah, we were on there talking about his mammy and how she didn't protect Naziah and how she didn't do nothing, and that was his rant, his clapback. Well, I know he's eating those words. I know he didn't ate them and shit them out and ate them again. That was my little cousin. Yeah, that was my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? He was all right with me. You know, even when he called himself coming out to me and letting me know what I already knew, you know, he was still all right with me. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah. I know the man sleep on his knees. He can't lay in the bed. He sleep on his knees. That's all I know.
Wow.
And I came into that house and he was asleep like that one day, and he was bent over on the couch, and I couldn't understand. He said that's how he got to sleep. He's never really kind of conversated with me. I guess because I would just look at him like, you nasty. You know what I'm saying? You nasty. So maybe he just felt I never liked him. You know, I never liked him. I never liked him. He wasn't a likable person to me. He's just weird. He's just weird. He just had that weird vibe. Like something ain't right. You know, I never knew that he assaulted Florentino, none of that until Kiki told me. And I'm glad she didn't tell me, because had I known that, I probably would have dug off into him. I didn't even conversate with Jarvis. Jarvis was a with his head down. No, I didn't see that. But somebody did send me a message. And the message was him, and he was on Snapchat or something like that, and was saying that he needed to be dug off in by a big yeah. Yeah. Might be all right with where he about to go, because he's already used to it maybe. But yeah, and it was his picture too. Well, now, you know, if he gets hurt in there, he can get money. Right. So, but when he came out, he was limping, and he sat down real slow. So if somebody did get a hold to him, got cracked.
Car shop.
I don't know about that. Actually, I had planned on riding over there today and got a little too busy because there's something I want to see that I had a dream about. I don't know about that, but it's kind of scary. Make you wonder. Was he not the only man that was there? Because all they got to do is ping their phones and connect his phones to other people's phones and see if they was around in that area, you know, since that was supposed to be in a car shop. You know, that's how they track them down, I believe, probably. Never been there. I don't know how you let girls go be in a shop with men. So I don't I can't wrap my head around how that was okay at any point in time. Now it'd have been different if Shannon was there with them or Annette was there with them and took them up there and stayed there while they was cleaning up the shop. But they all knew he was a pedo. They knew that. Shannon knew that. And you let girls go to a shop with him? Like, who does that? First off, let me clear this up right now. So people are saying, oh, Roxy was here. Roxy was here. You're damn right. She sure was here. But the part that y'all are missing is that Naziah wasn't missing when Roxy was here. Mm. Naziah came up missing when my daughter left. Mm. So what was she supposed to be searching for and helping for? That's the part everybody missing. Yeah, she sure was here. She sure was here before New Year's. And then she flew back out because she had to sign her paperwork for the house that they were buying here. So why would she be searching for Naziah and Naziah wasn't missing yet? My daughter left here on the 2nd. Naziah came up missing on the 9th. Why would she be searching or looking or helping to do anything with Naziah? Ding, ding, ding.
Now, y'all, I want y'all to listen to what Mark D had to say about finding the shoes when they found it.
Is we talking about 3 Mile Out of Drive Church?
No,
That,
no. West 7 Mile and Lasher.
Okay.
That's where they were searching at.
What do you feel about those? It was some bloody shoes and some pants. Did that look staged? Did that belong to her? Because I seen a picture of her with some similar shoes on, and it's a pretty popular shoe, I guess.
Case in point, I mean that is not the only pair of Nike Dunks in that color scheme that exists in the city of Detroit, right? And when you put together the fact of how long she had been missing, coupled with that shoe being there at the time that we found it, right? When me and Roxy, Naziah's cousin, okay, is actually the one that. Let me tell you the story about how the shoe got found originally, okay? So that conversation that I just told you that I overheard with with Naziah's father's wife. Around that same time, there was other people talking, like the police commissioner, I believe, and a couple of other people that were talking. And the police informed me that they wanted me to take my live down because there were some conversations being had that they didn't want out to the public, and I was live, right? They told me to take my live down and go somewhere else, go live and do my own thing. So at that same time, there was a lot of people in the comments, excuse me, telling me that Roxy was looking for me. They was in the comments, Roxy looking for you, Mark. Roxy wants you. Roxy said, come to her. She was in another area searching. So with them telling me to cut my live off and go do my own thing somewhere else, I went and cut the live off and go do my own thing somewhere else. I went and cut the live off and I went and found Roxy. So Roxy was across the street, across 7 Mile, at some abandoned building where she had found this shoe, two shoes. Now that I know, I talked to her. She actually found both of the shoes. So Roxy found the shoes, and she told me to come over here and go live with her to investigate, search with her because she was by herself. So I went over there, found the shoe, went live on the shoe. I don't know why my voice is going out right now. Found the shoe, and um, yeah, went live on the shoe, and then the police called me and asked me where I was with the shoe. I told them, listen, we right across the street. Okay, I gave him the like kind of like where we was, the area, the building. He asked me a question. He said, was the shoe weathered? I said, no, the shoe wasn't weathered. Okay, so go back to my point with between the time that Naziah went missing and the time that I found the shoe. If it was actually her shoe, it would have been weathered had it been out there that long. Okay, if it was her shoe and it's not weathered, that means somebody that knew something about the situation. Maybe they planted the shoe. Okay, because they knew that they would be searching over in that area, trying to throw them off or whatever. But the golden thing that we don't know if it's that shoe is the same size as Naziah's shoe. from what I hear, the investigators don't believe that that's her shoe. So
Don't that seem odd that that is a non-weather shoe and a dunk that's just on a tree?
yep, I mean it could be, like I said, it could be crackhead Kelly's shoe, right? We don't know if it's the same size as Nazaya. We have no reason to believe other than the fact that it's the same shoe that she was wearing in a couple of pictures or that she owned.
I mean, don't you think it would be easy if somebody or whoever she was living with to tell her shoe size?
Yep,
Okay, so that brings me into to the point of those kids.
absolutely.
It was he a family member?
No, he was the boyfriend of one of the grandmother's daughters. So I believe Nazaya's aunt, maybe she was.
Her adopting children, isn't that illegal to have them around?
To my,
Or
to my understanding,
is he a suspect?
I don't know for sure. From what I heard, he was taken into custody for unrelated gun charges. But as I was told that he was being held now in connection in the investigation for what it was said was on the police. One of the news reports said that we have someone related. We have someone in connection in custody on an unrelated charge. Connection to this in custody, but on an unrelated charge. So, to my knowledge, he hasn't got out yet. So,
Yeah, that math is math. What was she? Did she ever report abuse prior to this from that home?
yes, not only sexual abuse from Jarvis, but CPS was called. If I'm not mistaken, let me get the numbers actually right, but I believe they said in the last 7 or 8 months, I believe they said CPS was called like about 17 times. But because the grandmother knows how to present her situation, when they come, they don't see a problem.
We bringing the news.